It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You know what time it is. Sip Happens Real Estate Edition. Let's talk title today. Hi, well, thanks for stopping by Sip Happens Real Estate Edition. As per tradition, we all know by now, hopefully, that we start with the wine.
Nice.
A selection. So this time, and as everyone know by now, I like Argentina's or Chilean red. French is good too, but those are my preferred.
Yes. So you know.
So we're starting with Cabernet Sauvignon 2022, and they're organic grapes. I rarely try organic grapes, so we're going to try this, and it's 90 point.
Okay,
so
let's do it.
We'll see how it is. And while I'm pouring, I would like to introduce you. This is one of my favorite people, lovely Tallene, with Chicago Title Elite
Title Team.
Elite Title Team.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about what is title, because a lot of people don't know, especially if they're not realtor, if they're a consumer, seller or buyer. They don't even know about you. They just get the report afterwards.
I agree with you 1,000%.
So what is title?
So let me start by saying thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you for coming.
I'm Tallene with Chicago Title, and I'm a team of 5, and it's called Elite Team. And I've been doing title insurance since 1992. Okay. So what is title? Title is interesting because as a consumer, if you're a seller, buyer, you have no idea what title is. So you work with your real estate agent, you work with escrow, who does, signing docs, you work with your lender that you're going to get loans from, but you don't know who we are, and you don't ever, they never see us.
Exactly.
So what we do is we make sure that we create a report called a prelim. Mm-hmm. So as a buyer, you're going to buy the property free of any loans, free of any judgments, lis pendens like lawsuits, child support, anything that it's against the property. As a buyer, I'm going to get a clear title. Mm-hmm. So what we do is we do the paperwork, and we make sure that the report consumes everything against the seller, deed of trust, all that. And then you guys will go through, the real estate agents will go through it, clear it. At closings, we transfer every paperwork, and then we can give the buyer a clear title.
Sweet. Well, before we jump in, let's
Cheers.
to another section.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
What do you think?
Yes, I like it. I'm a cab person, so when it comes to white, I like the Sauvignon Blanc, but when it comes to red, cab it is.
But it's not your usual cab. I always can tell when they're organic grapes. And I don't know why I'm not into organic grapes.
You're not tasting it?
Not as much.
Well, maybe next time another bottle.
I also tried white organic, and it was in like metal barrel instead of your oak or whatnot.
Oh, I see.
It completely tasted different as well. Not my favorite as well. So
where
no
do you
organic
like to go?
for me.
Paso? Napa?
So I don't want to knock California down, but it should be hint for you. I'm a Chilean and Argentinian wine, but I do all of the wineries. I've been Malibu Wines. I've done Paso, Temecula,
Nice.
Napa, and Sonoma.
I like those too.
Napa and Sonoma are fun for the whole experience, though, just because they also have several ones. Temecula is nice because it's close by.
It is. It is very close. But I would like to go to Italy, and that's my dream.
So for Italy, I loved Tuscany wine.
Mm-hmm.
So I did.
Never been there, so
amazing.
When I go, I'll let you know.
Whites for them was amazing. And then Bordeaux. Oh. Cheers.
Cheers again.
Cheers. So we covered for the buyer side, clean title, meaning we're making sure nothing is on the title, that you're not inheriting anyone's debts and stuff like that. Is there a timeline when it needs to start? Do they need to know when it's starting?
Well, it's not the timeline part, but you need title insurance in any transaction, whether you're buying, selling, and refinancing. So that's the law over here. Is there some people, they do transaction without title insurance? Yes. However, I would never recommend it.
title insurance works like the insurance you pay. Well, let me back up. Do you pay once for title insurance or it's like monthly payment? How does that go?
Great question. So we're not like any other insurance companies where, your car, your home, where you have monthly fees. It's whenever you have a transaction. So let's say you buy a house back in the days when the refi rates, refinances were high. So every 6 months, if you actually refinance, you have to get title insurance. So it's in a transaction.
Okay.
Okay?
So it's upfront one time and then
That's
once
it.
they get
And
preliminary
you're covered.
report.
One time you're covered. So most people, let's say, buy a property, it takes you 30 years to pay off your property. So if you don't touch your property for 30 years, you still have title insurance.
Okay.
But as soon as, let's say, 5 years later, you refinance, 8 years later, you sell, every time you touch your property, then you will pay for it.
So if there is something on a title, what happens? Does the buyer loses the purchase or you guys clear it, or how does that work?
What do you mean by that?
Like I saw a property, I love the property, and then you find out that it has some kind of lien on it.
This is at time of the transaction you're
Correct.
talking about.
Correct.
Yeah. So if there is a lawsuits, for example, somebody, the seller did a construction and, for example, the contractor put in a les pendants, which is a lawsuit against the property, you're not going to be able to close that transaction until it's cleared. You went through a divorce and you owe child support. So child support, usually it's about 18 years and it's a monthly fee. So if you don't pay, that's going to show up and you can't close the transaction until you clear it. So a lot of sellers, I'm sorry to say, they think if they don't tell you something, you're not going to find out. Well, guess what? It will come up at closings and that can affect your closing. So make sure that you're upfront with your agent, tell them the exact truth, figure it out, and then try to fix it. That's why at meetings we always say if you have a listing, let's open the title insurance in advance, because if there's any issues that comes up on the report, we'll be able to clear it before you go into escrow.
Perfect. And that's why we have amazing people like her. So she finds everything before
Yes.
everything goes crazy, and we save most of the sales. Obviously,
Yes.
there are times that we have to move on, but most
Yeah.
of the time, you guys do amazing
Thank
work
you.
too.
I just want to actually include one other thing that
Yes.
is very, very important, that a lot of consumers, they don't want to give you private information like their social security number, their driver license, their business names and stuff like that. So there's this form called SI, the Statement of Information, that I know you guys always get that filled out with your contingency forms. It's very important that they have to fill it, because if there is a common name, Kim, Smith, Fernandez, any of those common names, we find thousands of liens against it.
Right.
Okay? So we need that information from them to be able to clear the title. So sometimes it could be a business that they had 5 years ago that judgment can come up. So earlier we know in the transaction, it would save them a headache at closing.
And they will see, just to kind of round it up, when they get the report, obviously that disclosed to the buyer, and all the fees that comes with it listed there. Mm-hmm. Can you name some of the fees, or
Yes.
is there a percentage for them to know what to expect?
Okay, so unfortunately, we're not like escrows. I know escrows, it's based on calculation. Ours is based on a book. So we, as a title company, we actually we have to post our rates. Mm-hmm. So it's all done for us. The company posted. So the seller pays on the sales price and the buyer pays on the loan amount. So if a buyer comes and is paying 50% down and now their loan is $500,000, so it's based on $500,000, not, let's say, $1.2 million as a sales price.
Okay.
So it varies.
Kind of like federal tax chart when you go, if it's this much and X,
Here we
Y,
go.
and then it'll be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good to know. Well, thanks again for stopping by.
Thank you.
In a conclusion, recap once more, short version of what is title.
Okay. So Whenever you have a transaction, whether you're buying, selling, or refinancing, you need title insurance. So don't do anything without title insurance because unfortunately that can fire back and you'll have a lot of headaches in the future. So listen to your real estate agent, listen to your escrow, listen to your lender, and if you guys have any questions in regards to title, she'll be the best place to come to ask questions. In return, we will chat, I guess,
And
in
the
the future.
realtor will take care of and talk to you about the title. You don't have to look for a title company. That conversation will go with your realtor,
That's correct.
and we'll find the best one for you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks
Appreciate
for
it.
stopping by.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.